see. I think I'm on. Oh, here I am. Here I am. Hey, sis. I can't hear you yet. I don't hear no sound. I can see you. I just don't hear no sound. What up, everybody? As we fix some technical issues really quick, just want to thank you and enjoy. Welcome to this Friday afternoon. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. So excited. So if you're here, as you can see, I've been looking and staring at myself over here, okay? So don't be judging y'all sister, okay? Michelet, girl, let me tell you something, girl. Happy birthday. I'm going to sing happy birthday to you real quick, okay? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Girl, I've been having a crazy week. Let me tell you, but I didn't forget about you. It was just a rough day, but I love you. Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to my sister, Michelet, out there in Ignite Landia. All right, guys, and as my sis Deborah gets ready to come on, for all of you that are here, go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, tag a friend, bring someone in. Today's going to be powerful, and I think that's why we're having issues. Okay. I can't hear you now, sis. No. Have you tried the audio on yours? Let's see. Maybe it's on my side. Let me check something. Let me make sure I have audio here. I got everything. Test speaker and microphone. Let's see.
Hello.
All right. Can you hear me, sis? Yes, I can hear you. Okay, I got you. I got you in, sis.
Okay, so it's on your end?
Yes, I can hear you good on my end.
Okay. I hear you.
Okay, all right. That means it's going to be good, sis, because, you know, problems like this always happen when the enemy's upset. Come on, he's trying to do everything he can to not share about second chances. Come on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No worries. All right, guys, let me know how you're doing on this Friday afternoon. If you haven't told Michelet happy birthday yet, go in the comments and wish. I can't even talk this week. Wish Michelet a happy birthday. It was her birthday. So happy birthday, girl. We got a lot of echo here in the back. Let's see. Let me make sure it's nothing on my end here.
Wow. I'm here.
Let's see.
I'm here.
I'm not sure what that is.
Oh.
I can hear it. It's like a lot of echo
Okay.
in the back.
Is that on her side?
It might be.
Mute her just quick.
Oh no, it's on our side then.
Okay, drop her down.
Okay. Right here?
Mm-hmm. And then make sure your video isn't playing. Go down to the corner of the blue.
This one? Hold on, sis.
The blue, over there.
Okay.
Way down at the bottom. Go down, go over.
Right here?
Go. Right there. Go.
This one?
Close
Oh,
that out.
okay.
You have it wrong. Remember I told you up to the top. See it at the corner?
Okay.
Right there. Wait, high. Wait, right there.
Oh, okay.
Bring it back there.
There we go. Yay! Okay, we got this all taken care of. All right, there was a lot of noise. It was coming from our end. Thank you guys for hanging with us. All right. It is hot outside. I don't know how hot it is where you're at, sis, but it is hot here.
It's hot. It's like 96 degrees here. It's been super hot the last 5 months.
Yes. Oh, it's been crazy here too. And y'all, just stay ready, okay? Y'all, but today I have my sis with me. I'm so excited for her to come on and share her story. And let's see what else I'm doing wrong.
Lowell, that's microphone unplugged.
Oh, hold
Number
on.
Number two is behind it.
We're gonna get together, y'all. I'm gonna get it together. Something's happening here. All right, we're on, guys. We're good. Okay. Well, today I have a very special guest. She has a very powerful testimony, and I'm so excited for her to share it with you. This month has been amazing. We've been talking about second chances, and everybody has, peripheral vision of what they think second chances mean, and it can mean so many things. But I'm going to turn the spotlight over to my sis so she can introduce herself, tell a little bit about herself before we jump into things.
Well, I'm Deborah Denise. I'm an urban gospel singer. I produce my own music, write my own music, and sing all my songs. So God does all that through me. God healed me many years ago of incurable diseases, and after He healed me, He sent me out to minister, and that's what I've been doing since 2011. So that's enough about who I am. I just basically live to do what God calls me to do. Whatever He wants me to do, I'll do it. Whenever He wants me to do it.
Yes, and let's see. Let me try and turn her up. I have it up on here. Let's see, guys. See if you can hear. And turned it up on the mic in here. So can you hear it now, guys? Okay. All right. Well, I am super excited because I know you have an amazing story to tell, and you mentioned your music, and so of course this is a radio station. We're going to be talking about her music here shortly and all the things that she's doing. Got some new stuff out, and just what God is doing through her. But to share a little bit about her story with you and how she got here, because it's amazing, and you got to hear it. And there's nothing more important than sharing our testimony, right? Of what we can, not only what we've been through, but what we have been through that will be able to help others, that our pain isn't for nothing, that we don't get these second chances for nothing, that we're not just doing it for nothing, right? And so sis, I know you have a huge testimony, so tell us just a little bit about how, leading up to it. Like, you got into music, you started in 2011, you said? 2000.
Well, I got into ministry in 2011. Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit, like, before that, like, before leading up to ministry, and, a little bit about that before, like, your ministry started and before your story, and, like, how God is using you now,
Well, in my early adulthood, I got diagnosed with multiple incurable diseases. I didn't know what was going on because I was so young. So I remember at one point I began to lose a lot of weight, and I could barely walk upstairs. I could really even hold a 64-ounce 2-liter.
Yeah.
Soda pop. That was too heavy for me, and my muscles had been ate up. So they diagnosed me with Graves' disease at that time, and that's incurable. It ate up your tissue, cells, bone marrow, and joints. That's what Graves' disease did. They only had a few treatments for it, and none of my body was responding to any of the treatments. And the doctor was like, I don't know what to do for you. I almost died 3 times, literally. When I was spiritually, my body, they're trying to, bring me back. Then I got diagnosed again with ulcerative colitis, which is ulcers eating up the intestine, which is another incurable disease. It's an autoimmune disease. And my intestines was filled with blood. I never forget when I was hospitalized for weeks, the doctor told me, he said, you're a very sick girl, because I wanted to go home. He was like, you don't know how sick you are, you're a very sick girl. He was like, it's going to take 30 days to get all that blood out of your intestines, because the ulcers were eating my intestines up, and at that point, it was just filled with blood instead of, other byproducts. Yeah. It was just filled with blood. So I was hospitalized for that. I had mitral regurgitation. I had a leaking heart valve. Yeah, and when I researched it back then, it happened to people like 80-something years old.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I was like, I don't even know how that could happen. Unless one of the other diseases caused it, because the Graves' disease did have my heart beating like 120 beats per minute all day or higher, but it never went under 120. Even when I was asleep, it was still 120 beats per minute. So I don't know if it did that, but it had a leaking heart valve. I saw it on the ultrasound when they did the stress test on me.
Yeah.
And the doctor showed me, he said, do you see that blood squirting? You know, from your heart pump? He said, that's a leak. That's your heart. That's your blood pumping, getting shot out of your heart. So I'm looking at this like, oh, and I was a Christian when all this was happening. And I mean, it's like one year after the next, another incurable disease. So at that point, I was like, I'm taking all these vitamins, trying to, you know, make my body healthy to fight, you know, these diseases, or try to make my organs not get destroyed. And it wasn't helping. Nothing helped. The medicine didn't help. The doctors couldn't help. I almost died 3 times when my spirit was really leaving my body. Nothing helped. And I got, in 2010, that's when I just finally told God, I was like, Lord, I don't no longer want to make any more decisions for myself. I no longer want my will done in any area of my life. I said, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And I give up. I got to surrender every area of my life to you. Every area. Because I was back then, there were certain areas that I was afraid to let go of, because I didn't know if God would, you know, do what I wanted. Like, I don't know if he's going to do that. He may do something else, and I want to do that. So I was kind of scared to hand that over. But at that point, I didn't care anymore. Yeah. I was like, I don't care. I surrender every area of my life to you. And whatever you want me to do, Lord, I say yes to your will. And if that's dying, I say yes to your will. If that's living, you know, with incurable diseases, I was no longer asking to be healed. I was asking to be whatever you want me to be. Yeah. I was at that point. I'll do whatever. So if it's living with diseases, I'm fine with that, if that is your will. So you know me more than me. So if you think that I need to be kept down with some diseases, so all I can say is yes to your will. But I was so serious. It was no longer about being healed. It was no longer because all my hair fell out. I didn't say that part. I've always had long hair. And I had bald spots in my head the size of nickels. I'll never forget. And when I would brush my hair, my trash can would be filled, the bathroom trash can literally filled with hair. And there was nothing I could do about it. And then they put me on steroids to combat the ulcerative colitis that was eating at my intestines. And it's unbelievable, but I gained 20 pounds in 2 days. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Every day, I literally got on the scale 10 pounds bigger. One day, the next pound, I was 10 pounds bigger than the day before. So the doctor brought me in, but that's impossible. You could not gain 10. He checked me, and he was like, this got to be fluid. But it was not fluid because it stayed there until God healed me. Yeah. He said, this is going to leave any day. He said, there's no way you could gain 20 pounds. He said, you have. It's showing that you have, and it's, you know, but it was. So I went from petite to heavy. All this was happening. And I was like, God, I've always felt like I was humble, okay?
Yeah.
I did. I really did. I tried. I've always felt humble, and I always tried to have humility, and I've also tried to put myself in other people's shoes. So me being made to look like a monster, I'm serious. I had gained weight, and it wasn't a regular weight because the steroid didn't make me gain weight all over. It only made you gain weight in the face and around the midsection. So all my legs are skinny, arms skinny, on my face, they call it moon face, with a big round face, and all this, like, I'm like, that's not how I would even look if I chose to enjoy my food, okay? If I'm going to get big, let me enjoy it. So it's like, but no, the devil had tried to really break me. He took my physical, you know, beauty away. He took my hair away. He took my body, my actual shape away. Because even the women in my family, when they gain weight, they still have nice shape. You know what I'm saying? So gaining weight wasn't a big deal, not the way the steroids had me, though. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, how humble are you going to have to make me, Lord? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, you know me more than me. But all this happened overnight. The 20 pounds was overnight. Acne, my face was always clear. I had acne on my face from the steroids. Bald spots in my head. I couldn't walk. My legs were, muscles were being ate up on my legs, so I couldn't walk up the stairs by myself without being helped. So now I'm going out in public, and people who saw me literally 2 weeks before saw me 2 weeks later, 20 pounds bigger with acne all over my face. They was looking at me like, is this the same woman? Is this the same woman? Yeah. They usually saw their faces like, that cannot be the same woman. Especially the local grocery store and stuff. It was like, that's not.
Yeah.
So I was like, God, if I needed more humbling, oh, you've done it. I know how every person on earth can feel rejected and whatever. I got it. I got it. And if you got to show me more, I'll do more. But back to 2010. when I finally surrendered everything. It was just got worse, especially when I was died. And, you know, well, you're going to die by the end of May, and by the end, you know, December 21st, and all these deadlines, and I just gave. I was like, Lord, I surrendered. And at that point, when I said that, I'm not kidding you, God did not hesitate to wait any moment. He immediately, the Holy Spirit, started bringing to my mind all these people I needed to forgive. And what shocked me was I was always a person that no matter what you did to me, I always forgave you. I always forgave you, you know, because that's how my mother was, and that's what I've always seen. But the thing about it, the people he showed me was back when I was like 6, you know, a little girl. Like, I don't even remember this person. I didn't even remember these people. He brought up all these people in my life, and I'm like, all the way back to like 6 years old. And every time he brought them to my mind, oh, I meant it. I was like, I forgive them, Lord. I forgive them, Lord. I forgive them, Lord. I forgive them. I forgave them from my heart, and I meant it. It was like, well, if that's what you want me to do, Lord, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I forgave everyone whoever wronged me, whoever hurt me. Any unforgiveness in my heart, I laid it at God's feet and forgave everyone whoever he brought up to my mind. And at that point, God started telling me what he wanted me to do and what he wanted me to stop doing. And whatever he told me to do, I do it. And whatever he told me to stop doing, I did it immediately. I literally did it without question. Next thing you know, a few months later, all my symptoms were still leaving. So I was getting healed like the 10 lepers. Remember them?
Yes.
He said, as you go get checked by the whatever Pharisees, and when they go get checked, you'll get healed along the way. So by the time they reached them, they were completely made whole, and only 2 came back to thank them. 1 or 2 came back to thank him, said thank you. And he's like, only 1 came back to thank, you know, me for healing you. But that's how he healed me. It was not instant. I didn't even know I was been healed. All I know is my legs, strength started coming back. I could walk. Like, huh? It's like I could walk up the stairs, and people around me was like, you can walk up the stairs. That's exciting. You can actually walk up the stairs. I'm like, oh my God, look at my legs up. Like, so that was amazing to me. And then my hair starts coming back, like, fast. I mean, fast. It's like, you can see me in a few months. My long hair was back. It's like, it happened I've done less than a year. It was super long. It was super thick. And the lady who was doing my hair then, when I had bald spots, I'll never forget, she was like, what are you doing? She said, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? She's like, your hair is so long, it's thick now. She had been doing my hair for years while I was sick. She started doing my hair after I got sick. So after that, he healed me of everything. I went to the doctor, and it was like March of 2011. And that was the last doctor I actually went to. And he actually changed my medical record while I sat there. I had multiple doctors because I had, cardiologist, an endocrinologist, a gastrologist, because I have so many different things, incurable diseases I had. But I was able to sit there and watch him change my medical record. And he told me, he said, do you know there was times that you would come in here? Because I had to see the doctor every 4 weeks, because I was so sick. Yeah. He said, this time I made appointments with you. He said, I knew that you was not going to be able to return to the next appointment. He said, I was shocked when you would walk in that door. He told me, he said, your numbers are so dangerously high, I knew you would not be alive for your next visit. And I looked at him and I said, wow, you tell me that now. I mean, I said, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that, But it was a whole lot more that was going on while I was sick that God was pulling me through. It was amazing. But that was the sum of it all. And at that point, I'll never forget, I had started writing music near the end of 2010. I would start writing again. And at that time, I was buying beats because I didn't have all my equipment anymore. I just had my keyboard. Long story short, God was making me write to them. And I didn't know who was going to put it out. Next thing I know, God healed me and said, you put out an EP. And I said, like, EP? I only have like 5 songs to put it out this month. He was talking about that all the time. Like, especially when I gave my life over to him like that, we talked like every day. Like he was, like we're talking right now, honestly. It's like, he would tell me when he would do something, he would let me know when something was coming up. Like, oh, this is coming in this many days, and when this happens, I want you to do this. It happened just the way he would say it. And this is not in dreams. I mean, he does give me visions in my dreams, but we became personable. Where he would instruct me, and somebody else would think, wow, how could you know the future? But no, people around me to see it. Also, well, God said this is going to happen, or I need to do this, and because next week this is going to happen. And so how's it going to happen? Like for instance, I didn't have money for the EP, but God told me, I want you to set an appointment with the studio in this month, and you're going to go ahead and do this many hours, and he said, and then you're going to put an EP out. I had no money at the time. I really did not. I was like, I said, okay. I didn't question him. I said, okay. I set the appointment up. And so I know money came the same week that he made the appointment. He told me to make the appointment for the studio. It was amazing. He just became even more real to me the more I surrendered to him. So he's not just this God who loves us in the sky, who wants to protect us and save us. He is personable. He talks to us. He can tell you what he wants you to do in your next step, like literally talk to you. He can tell me, Deborah, next week this is happening, I want you to do this. And when it happens, I want you to give and do this. It all happens exactly the way he tells me. And he's just that real, and that's what I want people to know. He's more than his comforter. He's real. He is God. And he talks, and he leads, and he's just so real. And we're going to go get later to where I'm at now, but that's where I came from, and that's how I got in ministry. He healed me and put me out, and that's what I've been doing since, until he tells me to be differently.
Yes, and there's so much to unpack there, and it's just like, man, like, God is so real. Like, just even you talking, I was telling someone the other day, I'm like, man, it's just like talking to him. Like, I'll talk to God in the car, just like how you are, and just like, okay, God, what am I doing? What are you doing, God? Like, you know, you just talk to him as a real friend when you have that, like, intimate relationship, and you have that relationship with him. Like, you're able to talk like how we are now and just literally talk to God. And wow, this is so amazing, and praise God. Like, I'm ready to get up and do a praise break, sis. But you know, and it just makes me think, you know, there's so much to unpack on what you said. And one of the things that you said that caught my attention was, you know, when your heart was leaking. And it's like, how many times does our heart leak, right? Even though yours is with actual, real, physical heart leaking, and God was still able to restore and heal and do that. And he is such a physician and such a healer. And to hear that, like, he not only healed you physically, but also just healed you even spiritually, to hear that is just, it makes you in awe. And it makes me in awe, because it's always like how great God is for those miracles, that like he's still a miracle working God. Like, even in this day, like, you are a live testament, breathing miracle. Even the doctor, like, who had no faith, gets to see it himself, that yes, he didn't believe that you were gonna walk in the door, you know, the following appointment, but here you are because of God. And it's like, that's what God does. He shows up and shows his glory in those moments for others to see. Like, he is a miracle working God, and he's still a miracle. And she is a physical miracle right now. Like, it's not just miracles you read in the Bible. It's not just past people you've read in the Bible and stories. God is still in the miracle working process. And he, you know, I don't know if you are on here today, those who are regular followers, but those who have just happened to show up, like, you're not here on accident, you know. And God is a physical healer, but also a healer of our minds, our souls, our body. And praise God, sis. That is so powerful, and I am so grateful for you to even share that. And I always say, and you know, I'm kind of going off just a little bit, but I'm digressing. Help me, Lord. But you know, a lot of the times I'm going to cry, because God is just so good. And he shows up in these moments that we need him the most. And, you know, I have you as my guest, and you're my guest, and I'm so grateful. But how many know, like, God will bring people as guests on here to speak something to you? And so even something that you said earlier, I just want to say thank you, because that was just God even just using you in that moment. So I thank you for just being obedient, how you always say, and just letting God use you. And so thank you for that word, because I needed it.
Yeah, definitely. Gloria.
Yes. So you go through all your healing, and then you start writing your music here at the end of 2011, you said, or the end of 2010?
2010 is when I started writing. I was still sick and didn't know he was healing me at that time. He was healing me, but I didn't know. But, you know, it was like spring 2011 is when he said put the EP out, and next thing I know, I started getting booked for shows left and right. I mean, I didn't even have a booking agent. They were just, as soon as someone heard it, they were like, they would book me for an event. So that's how I started. It was like, I literally put music out, and I started getting all these shows, so I'm ministering everything God had just done.
Yeah.
So he did it all.
That's so good. And so So you said you've always been into music, and then God just started moving and working in music. And so tell us about your ministry in music, because it is powerful. I don't know if you listened to my sister's songs. Maybe this is the first time you heard her, but I remember the first time I seen your music and started hearing you, I went and like listened to everything, and I was like, man, okay, come on, Jesus. So tell us about your music. Where has God brought you from then to now, and what is happening in your music, in your ministry?
Well, right now, I minister to people all the time.
Yeah.
But right now, since COVID, I suppose that when, believe it or not, I had been booked for Nigeria in 2020, and I suppose I went back to London because I did have a 10-day tour in London 2 years ago, right before COVID. Yeah, the 10-day tour, it was so powerful what God had did. He was just doing so much through me to all these people, and He took me that far away to do it. And I'm like, I'll go wherever you want, God. I'll go. But that 2020 is just, it was just, I was just basically writing music, and then I just put it, I would do like Zoom stuff, to keep in touch with the people. But other than that, no, it was a slow year. 2021 came, and I was starting to do, working on my next album to release. And I got kind of sidelined because my sister passed in her sleep.
I'm so sorry to
last
hear that.
summer. So that hit me hard, because this is like literally probably 3 weeks before my album was to release. And at that time, I'm usually doing lots of shows, doing a lot of interviews. I could not. Honestly, that was hard.
Yeah.
So last year was I believe it was a year to bring me to another level, and I didn't know at the time. So that's where I'm trying to where my music began. It was a lot of bookings, and then it turned to that. And then once that happened, 2020, the COVID, and then my sister died, and I hate saying that, Lord. She left in her sleep last year, unexpectedly. Grief hit me hard, so it kind of knocked me down.
Yeah.
And even people who know me, and it was like, I thought you were the one to make us strong,
Yeah.
But I'm human.
Mm-hmm.
So what God was trying to teach me is about faith. It was about faith, and that's what He brought me now. But all last year was grief, and then it turned to a lot of spiritual warfare, believe it or not. And believe it or not, I had another life or death scare last year again. Can you believe it? The devil had the nerve to try to take my life again. And this is all I'm trying to minister. So it made me not minister at all for the rest of 2021. Can you believe it? Yeah, but He doesn't know when He's done that. I'm not trying to talk tough because I don't like challenging the devil. I just like to say the Lord rebukes you.
Yeah.
I don't have power outside of God when concerns Him. My power comes from God. Without God, I have no power or authority over Him, but I do through Christ. So when I was knocked off my feet, my sister leaving last year, and then the health scare, which I do want to touch on it, so that people could be aware so it won't happen to them.
Yeah.
But I literally my life was like hanging in the balance all the way till this year. And I'm like, are you serious? The devil, are you serious? But I know what God was trying to teach me, and I hope I get to tell the listener today what God was teaching me and what He's taught me from what He allowed happen. Because what happened last year, my sister left. I'm grieving for months. That's why I couldn't get up. And like I said, I didn't get to promote the music. Ministry kind of slowed down because I wasn't really doing what I should have. So when around September came, long story short, I started getting dizzy, and my bones began to hurt, and with other symptoms, my kidneys was hurting. I was like, what is going on? My heart was palpitating like crazy, and I know God healed my heart. I know He healed my heart.
Yeah.
This is not no make-believe. My heart is healed.
Yes.
So when I would feel my heart palpitating and skipping, and I had to go to the emergency room. What happened? I went to the dentist. Long story short, the dentist took my blood pressure, which I've never had that done before, like at a dentist office.
Yeah.
They took it and said, your blood pressure's like 193 over 98 or something. I was like, my blood pressure's always low. I have naturally low blood pressure. My usual blood pressure is like 118 over 78. And the doctor said that's normal for me. I was never usually 120.
Yeah.
So to hear that, I was like, how is that possible? But I didn't know how dangerous it was. I have a sister who's a nurse. She heard about it and it's like, you gotta go to the emergency room. I'm like, no, I'm not. I said, on top of God's healed me, so there's nothing wrong. I mean, nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
He did not heal me to make something happen to me. He was like, I'm a nurse, and check your blood pressure again. Long story short, it went to 199 over 119, I think. I didn't know that was dangerous, but she told me if it did not go down, I told her, if it don't go down in 4 hours, I'll go. This was like October of last year. I said, I'll go. But I'm going to bed. I'm a trust God and go to bed. That's what I told her. She said, please don't do this, Deborah. I was like, if it don't go down in 4 hours, I'll do what you said. But until then, I'm praying and I'm going to do what I can. It did not. It got worse. So I went for the sake of her. And when I went, God knew what he was doing. He wanted me to go. When I went, they literally basically find out that I'm taking black licorice. I was taking black licorice, I think, for your immune system. I think I started taking it because of coronavirus in 2020.
Yeah.
So December 2020, I think I started taking black licorice. I think it's going to keep the respiratory system healthy, right? So I started taking that every day, and I upped my vitamin D, because vitamin D is good for the immune system.
Yeah.
So I upped my vitamin D from 20,000 IUs to 60,000 IUs. And the reason I did that was because I did get COVID in September of 2021. And when I was sick with COVID, I took vitamin D and upped it from 20,000 IUs to 60,000 IUs because I had COVID. So after COVID, I still was taking it all the way till I was in the emergency room, So they find out I would have toxic levels of licorice, which I didn't know that was possible. And I found out I had toxic levels of vitamin D. I was like, oh, what's the big deal? It's vitamin D. Oh, it was dangerous. And I want everybody to know this. When I went, the doctors really told me, I said, can you guys get this out of my system? They said, you cannot get it out of your system. First of all, black licorice, you can only take it, even eating it. You can, I went to the FDA, and it was on there. They said, during Halloween, do not let children or adults eat black licorice over 2 ounces in 2 weeks because it could cause cardiac arrest. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow. And
here I was taking a supplement. It wasn't an FDA site. But I didn't find this out until I was taking it. I have been taking mine from December 2020 to October 2021. Up to 10 months, right?
Yeah.
They said that you could die. If you take licorice for 2 weeks, you will die of cardiac arrest. Look it up.
Wow.
You will. They said they look at me like, how are you still alive? And you telling me you start taking this licorice December 2020, and here was 10 months later, and you're still breathing? They said you're going to cause cardiac arrest because it makes you it releases your body all the calcium, electrolytes, potassium, the things that keep your heart rhythm going.
Yeah.
And they said this man was on the news that September, he was in a fast food restaurant, just fell dead in the middle of eating, and they found out that he was eating black licorice for 2 weeks. They said because he loved it so much, and he had died from it. So I'm looking at this, and the doctors are telling me they can't get it out of my system. My body has to do it. And vitamin D is even worse. They said because you can go into hyperglycemia or something. I'm learning so much stuff I've never known. I've become a doctor in my life. They're saying that it'll draw, the vitamin D will, not only is it stored in the liver, they can't get that out.
Yeah.
They said vitamin D is stored in the fat in the body. And they said, and they can't get that out because it's stored in the fat. Your body has to metabolize it away. I said, well, I think it's going to exercise and burn it off. They said, you do not want to do any activities. Because if your body starts burning your fat, it's going to release the vitamin D into your bloodstream, pull out the calcium in your body, and cause you to have cardiac arrest. Because the calcium is going to go to your heart and stop it from beating. It's going to go to your kidneys and stop it. And you have kidney failure. They said, so do not do any activity. I'm like, so how am I getting this vitamin D out of my fat if I can't do activities? They said, you can do everything right. I couldn't eat food anymore. I had to eat low calcium foods. I'm surprised I didn't turn to skin and bones. I was eating like popcorn. I could only eat like 3 chicken wings a day, a can of soup, and carrots. I mean, it's small portions because I could not consume calcium. They told me if I ate everything right, if I did everything right, the doctor looked at me and told me, she said, you still could die. Because that vitamin D is in your body, and it is in your fat. And if it decides to pull your calcium from your bones into your bloodstream, you will instantly die. In the doctor's office, like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You took me from all these incurable diseases 70 years ago, and I'm put back in another place where doctors can't help me. I can't even help myself. And doing too much activity could kill me.
Yeah.
If I've done everything right, you're telling me it still could kill me. Not including the licorice that's still in that was still in my body that could cause cardiac arrest because it's depleting your body electrolytes. I could not believe it. I remember, because I'm number 2 in Christ now. I said, okay, God, Okay, you got my attention. And nothing can happen to me unless you allow it, because I belong to you. I belong to you. Satan has no right to touch me outside of you. And when you made him touch me for a reason, the only thing you've been teaching me all year is faith. You told me worry is a sin. Anxiety is, because God told me last year, April, he said, worry is a sin and it insults me because you're basically saying I'm not trustworthy, he told me. He said, when you worry, he said, you're disobeying me, because he said, my word, I said over and over again, do not worry. He said, when I say do not, he said, that is a command. That's what God told me. He said, that is a command. Do not steal, do not kill, do not commit adultery. Do not worry. He said, worrying is not something that's a natural thing. Concern is. Worrying, he said, it's an insult to him because you doubt him and you are actually not stand that he's not trustworthy to even believe.
Come on.
And I was like, at that point when he told me that, I was like, oh God, I repent. I did not know I was sinning that much because I was worrying so much. But at that point I said, you placed me in this for a reason, and I will not be in this. Because I remember he helped me before. I will not be in anything like this, not a second longer than you allow, because I belong to you. If you decide to allow me to be in this long, because everybody, all the doctors and researchers saying, you know, it's going to take, for my vitamin D levels to be, I think it was 365, which is, right?
Yeah.
They said normal is 20 to 70. Do you hear me?
Wow.
I'm at 365, and they're saying normal is like 20 to 70.
Wow.
They said, do you know how dangerously high yours is? So they said, we don't know how long it will take to get that out of you. I think it's supposed to came down October 2023. So about 2 years. It should have took 2 years to come down, right? So I kept telling everybody, I love cooking holiday meals. And I told everybody, I said, the devil stole my holiday meal from me. I still cooked. Everybody ate, and I had to stand and watch everybody eat while I'm eating carrots and popcorn. Everybody eating turkey and, you know, pies and cakes, and I cooked. And I'm like, devil, you think you stole from me, but I'm telling you, I'm not going to be here a day longer. This, all that's going on, this talk about I'm going to die and stuff, I will not be like this a day longer than God allows. And when he tells me it is done, I'm cooking my holiday meal. I don't care if it's July, I don't care if it's April, I don't care if it's August. I'm cooking my Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner, okay? So by the time February came, guess what God did? I went to the endocrinologist. She looked at me and was like, this is a miracle. She said she's had two people who have cured. Because vitamin D toxicity levels, she said, is very rare. That's why they don't teach them much in school, because they can't help you because they teach them much, they said. They taught more about deficiency more so than toxic levels. She said she had two people, and I'm the second one, and she said, basically, medically, it's not possible. But it is because I came. She said, she looked at my levels, she was like, do you know you're down to, I think it was 80-something. And it's supposed to go down to October 2023.
Yeah.
Here I suffered like 3 months, and God took them down that quick.
Come
They're
on.
looking at me like you have to, they say it takes so long for vitamin D levels to come down. You may be like 1 or 2 points a month. You really have to drop a point, 100 points a month to get down to this? She was and then she looked at, they told me I couldn't eat until October 2023, but they was worried about it. I was like, you been that long without calcium, your bones will get osteoporosis. You will start having breaking bones because you're not taking calcium. I'm getting all this negatives. I'm like, God, I remember you would not let me be in this not a day longer. And I told her, everybody who knew me, I told them that. I won't be in this a day longer than God allowed. I said, God let me go to October 2023 because I needed to go that long. For a reason. God had me out by February. And actually, my blood work got taken in January. The last week of January, I went the first week of February, got my levels, and she was shocked. She was shocked. She was like, actually, medically, I think I could have been considered normal. So she said, I want you to go 10 more points under, and then I'll let you. But she looked at me that day and said, you can actually go eat anything you want. And remember, I don't want to eat normal food until October 2023. February, 3 months later, after this all happened to me, and she's looking at me like, did you know this is amazing? Did you know this didn't happen?
Yeah.
This is a doctor, and she's like shocked. And I looked at her, I told her Jesus did it. I could tell she must not be religious, because she was like, yeah, but this don't happen. I can tell you, this just don't happen.
Yeah.
I said, well, Jesus did it. I prayed. I just didn't know he was going to do it this soon. So he's teaching me faith. That's what he's teaching me. He's teaching me to believe what his word says. Not to say his word, but when his word in the book of John says, Ask me for anything that you want, and I will do it. Ask me for anything that you want using my name, and I will. And I gotta listen to those words, and can he lie? He can't lie. He's teaching me, and you take that word I say, and you believe me. You understand? In Psalms 103, he says, he forgives all my sins, and he heals all my disease. Do you believe that? Once you start believing what I say, the way people believe, bad things happening to them, that's having faith in the devil. And he's teaching that too. When you think of all this catastrophe things, you're having faith in the devil, and you think he's trustworthy to bring forth what he's planned to do to you. But you don't do that same thing for me in every area.
Oh, come on.
You start believing me the way you believe his lies. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
You better preach on it, sis.
I'm serious. So this week, it's been a week that he's been teaching me again. He's been teaching me. I mean, it's still a faith thing. So I said, I cannot. I said it today, somebody today. I done a video shoot today for the song switch up, right? That's why I'm still dressed. So I did the video, and right after the video, I told somebody, I said, I cannot see where I'm going to be at in a year, spiritually.
Yeah.
What he's doing with me, with faith, I am not kidding you. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do for me. Because he wants me to believe everything he says. He wants me to surrender everything about me to him. And that's what I've been doing. When I feel fear or doubt or anxiety, it could be about someone I care about. He is teaching me. I want you to surrender everything. You understand?
So
every
good.
fear, cast it on me. He said, cast your anxieties on me because he cares for you. So I've been casting, surrendering, and another thing I've been doing even more is trusting him completely. And I know people already too. No, it's really difficult when you do it.
Yeah.
You really got to trust him completely. It's like, okay, I give this to you, and whatever the outcome is, amen.
Come on.
Amen. Amen.
Come on.
I don't care what it is, but amen, because I want your will. Your will for me is the best for me. Even if I don't understand it, I am no longer going to be afraid of what the outcome is if it is your will. And that's what completely trusting him is. And it's like he's taking me all these different layers of Christianity that he takes you through to get you to where you want to go. And I'm telling you,
yes.
you let me keep doing what I'm supposed to do. It's a daily thing. Remember, you got to crucify the flesh daily.
Yes. You
got to believe God daily. You got to, walk by faith and not by sight daily. It's a conscious thing you got to do every day you wake up. And I can't wait to see, like lifting weights. Remember, you don't see the progress when you first start lifting weights. And about a year, you're like, oh my God, look at my biceps, look at my abs. But it takes time, and that's what he's doing. It's that faith. It's like a weight. I'm doing like a weight program, and I'm going to see the results. And I'm telling you, the things I'm ready to do, let him do through me, that I've been ready for, but I'm not mentally ready for it.
Yeah.
He's getting to the level where now you can go open blind eyes. Now you can lay your hands. Because God would do stuff like that through me, but it was like sporadically. He would lead me to certain people to pray for me. Oh my God, my legs are better. It's like that really did happen. It happened last year.
Yeah.
My sister's arm, I think, was surgery, was paralyzed. And God told me, lay your hands on her. Now, and the power of God came out of my hands. I felt it. When that happens, I already know it's done. I don't have to see nothing else. I'm not even talking no more. I know it's done. And I felt it was coming out of my hands and her. And I said, oh, it's done. She was like, it's been paralyzed since last year. I'm like, it's done. And sure enough, I think a week or so before her surgery, they literally was like, they didn't know what happened. Her feeling came back. They didn't have to do surgery. This was just months ago.
Oh, hallelujah.
Maybe like this was less than a year ago. And so he does stuff like that, but it's going to be continuously. It's going to be casting out demons. God is going to be doing way more in my ministry than thinking. And I'm telling you, I used to tell people years ago, someone told me years ago a prophecy for me. It was two people who did not know each other. They said, music is a forefront for you, but God is going to do more through you than music. And I know that's true. If it's up to me at my concerts, if it's up to me, I'm so serious. I would have deliverance. I would sing.
Come on.
I'll never leave no concert of mine. I go, oh, Deborah needs, I love that show today. She had all these lights and you're going to get that, and then you're going to say, hey, is anybody out here needing, deliverance? Does anybody need, be healed? Does anybody need, to be set free?
Yes.
Come on up here, and I'm going to lay my hands on them and let God do what he created me. And that is what I can't wait for, because that is what I know I was made for, and that's what this faith thing is going on. He's been dealing with me with faith, and he's getting me there, but I got to be obedient, and it is some work, and anybody who tries it, it's conscious, determined work to surrender and trust him completely.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's hard.
Come on, my sis, with the word for us today. You better preach that, girl. God's already using you in this ministry. Come on.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one at your place. I'll be like, girl, just lay your hands on me, okay? I'm the first one in line.
I can do that now. I can do it now.
Girl, do it now.
I do it.
I'm like, let me tell you, everything you spoke today is God-given. And I know that. And I know it's God-given. We know that witness is coming too, right? 2 or 3, right? And just the word that you spoke today, and you might not even think it's a word. You might just be thinking you're talking today. It's a word. God sent you with a word today. And so those who are here, I don't know if you are just as blessed as me, or you're getting just as much fed as I'm getting fed. But sis, God sent you with a word today, and I'm just so grateful that you are, like, that is one key word for everybody that believes, right? That everybody that says they want to answer the call, that everybody says that they want to do what God wants them to do, is to be obedient, right? To be obedient. And the second key word is to trust him fully, you know. Right. And man, thank you, sis. That is so powerful. And I can't wait to see what God does. I want to bring you out to Denver. I'm like, come on, sis. I'm going to bring you. You let me know your schedule. We're going to bring you out here. We're going to throw a concert. We're going to have a revival out here. Come on.
If it's all about that, I'm ready.
I'm about that, girl. That's why this show is called Ignite. Come on. Because I said, if you think of Ignite, you think of that spark, right? That spreads out. A little fire that sends flames. And let me tell you something. It starts within us, right? We want to see change. We want to see revival. It starts within us, because then when it changes in us, it starts changing the atmosphere around the people that we're connected to. And then when it changes them, it changes the people they're connected to. And it keeps going, and that's how true revival is started.
And that's what the devil don't want. He don't want that. And the Bible says iron sharpens iron. So you got two real believers together. It's not going to do nothing but let the consuming fire of God burst from us.
Yes.
And burn around everything that ain't of God that's around us. So that fire is not, because you said, it's going to burn down everything that's not of God, and whatever's left of God stands. And that's what the devil don't want. He does not want that. So no, we definitely need to get together and let God do what we got to do.
Girl, I'm going to bring you, and just go. Get the mic and go, sis. I'm serious too. And you know, one thing, that especially right now that I see is like non-unity, right? And it's like, man, we need to be united more than ever. Like, how can we go to war if we're not in this war together? How can we go to battle if we're not in battle together? And we're not competing against each other. If you are truly kingdom-minded, you are about souls, and you are about winning souls for Jesus. And it's not about what my sis is over here doing better. What can I do better than her? Or what can she do better than me? No, it's called let's bring each other up, right? We got to walk hand in hand. The Bible says that's called
selfish ambition. And selfish ambition, he says, wicked.
Yes.
So, there's no competition in the kingdom. We're all a well-oiled machine, and we're all connected to walk and as a body of Christ.
Yes.
There's no competing with my hands and my legs and my feet. We're all unified on my body. Our body is us. That's what we are. Remember, God's the head, and we're toes and fingers. So how are you competing with your own self?
Yeah.
No, I can't control other people, but I know one thing. I will allow the Holy Spirit to keep me in line, while I will not do that.
Yeah.
My mind is focused on setting people free, letting God just use me as a vessel. That's the truth. That's what I'm here for. That's what I was created for. That's what you were created for. We're here to be tools in God's hands. And whatever that is, amen.
Yes, and I am just so grateful for you coming on today and just speaking that truth. And it's hard to get truth these days, right? It's hard. And when you know that truth is spoken, it pierces your soul. Come on. And I don't know about you, but my soul was pierced today. And, we get pierced by God every day when we're in our word and when we're reading and when we're praying. But when someone anointed and someone who is getting that truth and speaking that truth, like my sisters today, like, that is the truth. That is strictly coming from God. Like, you see that, and you are a vessel, and truth will outdo anything. lives everything. It says in his word that he is alive and active, and when that truth comes out and it's revealed to you, it will pierce your soul. It's alive and active, and I hope that today you've seen that God, one, is still a miracle working God.
Yes,
My sis has shared so much today. It's so powerful. If that does not reach something to you, if that does not say something to you, then you just need to go back and rewatch this. You need to replay this. Come on. But, you know, he is still a miracle working, but do you believe it? Do you trust it? Are you ready to receive it? You know, he is there waiting for you right now. Even those who are listening on the air, those who are watching live, you know, you're not here by accident. You're not hearing this word for no reason. If you need healing today, my sis, I'm going to turn it over to my sis, because how could we come on here and talk about what God's done for us and all these second chances, you know, that it's a second chance, you know, and like a second chance in the carnal mind, you're just thinking, oh, you got a second chance. But I believe that those second chances are like, God's like, I'm not done with you yet. I'm giving you another chance to show my glory, to show what I can do through you, to show what you are going to do, because you are faithful to me, that you trust me, you're obedient to me. And how could we come on here today and share who this physician that we have met, who this person who has healed our lives, who this person who has touched our lives, and this person who we call Jesus, right? How can we talk about him and share our joy about him, but not offer the experience to you? And it's not just an experience, it's an everyday lifestyle. But to be changed, and you might be on here today. I mean, this is you know, not a regularly scheduled, you don't hear Christian music on here all the time, you know, and it's all genre, 24/7, but how many times do you get to come on a radio station and hear the good news, hear the truth, and be able to receive that and be like, I want to know who this God is that you guys are talking about. I want to know who this person is that healed you. I want to know and see for myself. And I'm gonna turn it over to my sis, because if you are willing, which I know you are, you know, that we can pray for whoever is out there listening, and even just a prayer of salvation, whatever God leads you to do. But that would just be a disservice to us. I know, especially to me, I know I could probably say the same for my sis, for us to come on here and talk about this God that we know and not share him with you, or give you the opportunity to know him like we do. So I'm going to turn it back to you, sis.
Yeah, well, I want to first let people know that I do have my new single does come out August 5th. It's in 2 weeks from today.
Yes.
And yeah, it's called Switch Up. So check it out. I'll be on all, you know, the digital platforms, so you can check it out, support. I hope it blesses you.
Yes.
But every place you can go. But back to the real thing is Jesus. What I try to tell people, it's not really difficult when it comes to, I know people used to go to church and they say a sinner's prayer, you know, to allow God in their life. But I do know one thing, to really be born again, your mind has to be truly made up on these, definitely on this one thing. And that is, God said, if you love me, you would do as I say. Okay? A lot of people think they love God because they feel affection for him. But if you don't do as he say, you don't love him. That's the truth. He said, if you love me, you will do as I say. And I see a whole lot of unsaved people, oh, I love Jesus, and their life is been the opposite of loving him. And I learned that as a Christian. It's like, even as a believer, God will let me know, if you love me, you will do as I say. You will obey me. And do as I say means obey me. And I'm like, God, what does that mean? This is years ago. Obey me. I know when I tell you to do something, you do it. When I tell you not to do something, you don't do it. That's obeying me. And that's how you tell me you love me. And once I found that out, that's when I was sick a long time ago. I was like, oh, so doing what you tell me to and doing what you don't want me to do is obedience. So I was like, okay. So if you truly want to show God that you want him and that you love him, you can come to him and you say, Lord, you got to really want him. You can't just feel be emotional. So that's there is a repentance the Bible speaks about that comes from the flesh, and it's also repentance that comes from the soul and spirit. The one that comes from the flesh, you can get, sensationalized, you can feel emotional, hyped up from the music in the church, and all this other stuff that got you worked up at that moment, but you walk away the same man. The Bible speaks about the seeds when we preach the gospel. The seeds scattered.
Yeah.
And those seeds fall on rocky ground, thorny ground, good soil. What heart are you when it falls? So you must first have a heart that really, really wants him. I mean, to the point like, okay, God, I'm willing to give up everything for you. I just don't know how to live for you, but I want it all. I want the good from you. I want the bad that comes from anything concerning you. I want it all, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but I want you. At that point, I would. I'd say, Lord, please come to my heart and give me the strength to live for you. And I want to live for you. And that's truly how you feel. Because I'm telling you, Christianity is not, it's not all fun. It's not all blessings. You are being blessed, but not the way the world tells you, cars, houses, money. No. True blessings come from spiritual growth, spiritual maturity, peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? A stable, smooth relationship with God, but mainly when your spirit is constantly the spirit is perfect, when your soul is constantly sanctified, and you're becoming a newer man, you're becoming more like who God created you to be, that's true blessing, and that's what I mean by blessed. So, thinking you're going to get blessed or get a new house, or a new wife, or a new husband, all these things, God don't mind giving us the desires of our heart, but he clearly says, first seek the kingdom of heaven and all his righteousness. So make sure he is your number one in all that you want and desire. If he trumps all your desires and say, I will give up all these things for you, you're ready. That's the soil that his seed can grow in. So if your soul is there, you just go asking for strength to live for him. Start reading your word. I would recommend the book of John. It tells you all about Jesus and his life on earth and all that stuff. And maybe the next one, maybe the book of Romans. And just from every day, just obey him. Just try to obey him as your best. If you mess up that day or mess up, you repent. So he's faithful and just to forgive you of all your sins and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. And I repent all the time.
Me too, sis. Come on.
Yeah, it's all day long. That's what's called crucifying the flesh. I'm doing it all day because I don't want it. If I feel pride, I don't want you pride. I tell pride that all the time. It's like, this is my life, and I'm living my life with Jesus Christ, and he has no authority pride to enter me. Be gone from me. And I move on in humility. So we, even as mature Christians, we still got to repent every day.
Yes.
So you're not a failure if you repent. That's actually somebody who's been wise and who want to grow. And you can keep growing when you have all these sins covered with grace and God's blood, and you keep growing. So that's all I can tell you. If you want to obey, show God you love him, you obey him. If you truly love him, you will obey him.
Yes.
And if you mess up, you repent. But surrender every area of your life to the Lord. That goes for sinners and saved. But we can be Christian and still ain't surrendered every area. And look at me. You just tell me other areas you need to release because you're afraid. This is where anxiety comes from. This is where worry comes from. And worry is sin. Okay? So it's like, do you trust me? Yes, I do trust you. Well, let it go and give it to me. Whatever the outcome is, accept it.
Yes.
It's just an everyday journey with God. And but I honestly can say, as long as you keep walking him, you will grow. And it's not easy. I won't lie to you. It is not easy.
No.
And the Bible says, many are the affliction of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. So he wouldn't tell us this unless he wanted to know, you're not ready to come have a party here. I mean, there's some times you're going to be high off of him, but you got a lot of warfare you got to go through. But after so long, the warfare is even like, I know I got power and authority to be saved. I'm even learning that even more now. It's like, in certain areas, it's like, okay, Satan, I say no to you.
Yeah.
I move on.
Yeah.
No, you're not doing that. In Jesus' name, move on. No, you just got to give it to him, but nah. He's worth it. He's worth every battle. But remember, we are victorious. We are more than conquerors. And everything I want people to know, oh my God, this sounds scary. Why are you becoming a Christian? No. Everything that we go through as a believer, I will promise you this, it is to make us better. It's to make us stronger. It's to make us more into who he created us to be. It is not intended for us to be crushed underneath these attacks from the enemy. It's meant for us to come out on top as a newer man to continue in God's work in his world for him. But it's not meant for us to be broken, and we're not going to be broken when we trust in him. Every trial we're going to start those that he came out on top, came out stronger. He's going to be more refined by the fire, and more deeper in love with God, and more in tune to his spirit. Trust me, it is worth every moment, every, attack of the devil, every vitamin poison and disease and that spirit. Look, so he got me. He got me where he want me, as long as I continue to listen to him. I am going to come out completely pure gold, as they say in that song.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Well, I am so excited, sis, and I was getting to your music. I just wanted you to share. But yes, you have it's a new album, correct? Dropping.
The album's coming probably January, but it's
okay.
My next single off that album is coming out August 5th. Yeah.
Okay, so the next single is coming out on August 5th, y'all, and we drop music here on the station all the time, and we will be playing my sister's music here, so you guys can hear her new music too, as well as once it drops, and we'll be able to grab it and drop it as well. But we are also, sis, let them know where they can hear your music, where they can go to, and as you guys know, we will drop all the links in our website and on here on the page, so you can get connected and go to my sister's music page, everything in her ministry, and get connected with her. But I'm going to let you share where they can go to get music, download it, where all your stuff is. I'm going to turn it over to you.
You can download, stream the music on all digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, etc. And any one of those, you can download and stream it. You can actually go to my site, and you'll have more about me and my ministry on my actual website. I think it is a sample of the single on there, Switch Up. And my website is DeborahDeniseMusic.com. So it's DeborahDeniseMusic.com. So Deborah Denise Music. That's my actual website. But any streaming, all that'll be out on the 5th. I do have the official music video coming out around August 26th of next month for the single Switch Up. And a lyrical video is dropping on the 5th as well of that same song. The good news about that song is it's going to be on an national compilation with mainstream artists on the 26th.
Oh.
I think it's called What's New in Gospel Volume 2. And it's going to be on there. It's going to have Erica Campbell and Jonathan McReynolds, other mainstream artists that's, out there, veterans. I was blessed to be included on that again. I was in it last year. They had a volume 1 that did very well. And then they got another one coming out the 26th of August. And I'll be on that. Switch Up will be on that same album as well.
Yes. Awesome. Well, guys, first of all, sis, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing today about your story, your testimony, so powerful, and also just about your ministry. And guys, we're going to link everything so you can go see more about my sis and get connected with her and her ministry, and her new music, of course. Check it out on August 5th. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing today and just being such a blessing and bringing a word. Come on, y'all. You know she brought a word today. If you want to get food, I got food all by myself, okay? So I just want to thank you so much for coming on. And guys, as you know, get connected, stay connected. We'll drop all the links for you. And if no one has told you today, before we get ready to leave, before we get ready to leave, I'm going to ask you a quick question before we head out, sis. What would you say to someone out there that needs a word of hope, that needs that second chance, whether they know Jesus, whether they don't know Jesus? Maybe it was something that was spoken to you that stuck with you and that you want to share, and that maybe it would stick with our viewers and our listeners as well.
Well, hope is definitely something we all need, but anyone out there feeling hopeless, I know how that feels. And I remember when I felt that way, and I didn't have anybody but God. And one thing I do know, even people that's not saved or saved, God says, "Your mother and father forsake you, I will take you in." Mm. And honestly, he literally did that. I had no one. No one cared. I'm in the hospital dying, and no one cared. And to read Psalms, I think 43 and 42 is what did it. Only that the deer pants water with my soul thirsts for you. And that's what the Lord was saying in that basically. When your mother and father forsake you, which is actually Psalms 28, I will take you in. And when I heard that, the creator of everything seen and unseen hears me, cares enough about me That you think I'm that valuable enough to take me in if my mother and my father forsake me? I don't know, that did something for me. And if you really look at it that way, the creator of everything you see, seen and unseen, everything that exists, he loves you so much. He longs to love you. He longs to heal you. He longs to feel you. He longs to heal your broken heart. Like he said, he's close to the brokenhearted. He binds up their wounds. Jesus will make you cry. But he wants to bind up your wounds. And hopelessness is a wound of rejection. And it comes from sadness. And you feel like no one cares. And you just feel like, what am I here for? But you're here because God put you here for a reason. And God put you here to make you into this great vessel to shine bright on this earth, to bring glory to his name. You are valuable. And if you just reach out to God and you really just talk to him and say, Lord, I feel hopeless, I need hope. Because God is hope. God is love. And that's what he wants to fill you with his peace and his love. And he said, come unto me, all you who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. He wants to give you rest. Just go to him and honestly, and just rest in him. And you'll see he cares, and you will feel him. Because I used to feel his arms wrap around me when I was at my loneliest. He cares. And you are very valuable. And you are enough. There's nothing on this earth God would ask more of you than your heart and your soul. That's all he wants from you. So everything else about you is enough.
So good. Thank you so much, sis, for sharing that. And y'all, you know that you can come on here and hit that replay. Share it with somebody who needs healing today. Share someone who might be feeling hopeless today, that if this word touched you, share it with them. Share it with someone else who might need it today. And before we head out, I just want to remind you, if no one has told you today, that you have purpose, you are loved, and you belong. And so, as always, we're going to get you connected with my sis and her ministry, and so you can catch those in the links. And we are not only local here in Denver, but we like to call ourselves global, because we are global all around the world, and local here as well, so you can hear us everywhere on the screens. And as always, we have everyone tuning in. We have South Africa tuning in, London tuning in, Thailand tuning in, Canada, Michigan, Florida. We got Texas in the house. Of course, Colorado in the house, California. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It just always pops up on the screen over here. So always thank you guys for tuning in, listening in, and hanging out with us, whether it's in your car, at home, at your job. We won't say nothing. Wherever you're at, thank you for letting us speak life into you today, and listening to us, and praying that you got a word and that it penetrates your heart, and that it will spark something in there for you to keep going. And so my sis and myself signing out here on KUHSdenver.com on Ignite with Melissa. Love, peace, and God bless y'all.